everyone, welcome back to Pommy and Oz. Hope we're all doing really well on this magical long weekend here in Victoria, so I hope you're looking after yourself and I hope you are fan-dabby dozy. If you're new around here, do me a solid, hit that like button, hit that subscribe. We're absolutely churning out the draft content. We are the channel that never sleeps, so make sure you stay tuned. We got some live drafts coming up, some live mock drafts where we're going to have some guest special pretend list managers where we're going to try and recreate a real live draft. That should be exciting, and it was really successful last week. And if you want to become a member of the channel, do that. Links in the description. It really helps out. As you can see, hell of a lot of work goes into this channel all year. So that is wonderful. Welcome back, and we're going to do 5 players that may pick up a bit later in the draft. So let's, without any further ado, get straight into it. And we're going to start off with Harry D. Matea. Now, you might have watched this channel and you might have heard me talk an awful lot about this boy. Dandenong Stingrays, can play across the midfield, can play across half forward, more predominantly a forward. And this year in the Coates League, 19 touches, 3.8 marks, 4.1 inside 50s, 4.8 tackles, 3.9 score involvements, 2.6 clearances, and just over half a goal a game. And what stands out about Harry is his speed and his combativeness, particularly on the ground, with an absolute bullet-like kick. His penetration inside 50 is really up there with the modern-day players that really get the game going. Part of the leadership group as well back at Dandy. He is an incredibly explosive and real exciting customer, and one that probably makes a good argument for his versatility and his ability to pinch it on the ball, which everyone seems to do. Really does suggest that he's a player that is unlucky not to be in the top 10. Incredibly strong defensively and really good with his ability to really keep them pressure levels high throughout the game. It's going to be a really interesting one because he'll definitely play across the midfield. And I see a lot of Mateus Philippou in the way that he'll start his career in the AFL. Someone that he's going to spend a lot of time forward and slowly oscillating back there. His ability to pinch it should be really, really impressive. And the fact that everyone has these two-way players now is a real standout for me. And Harry is definitely one who, when we redo this draft, will be taken a little bit later in there. Also worth noting that his disposal efficiency throughout the year was about 65%, which is about average for that position. Definitely needs to find the ball a bit more, but with his natural ability at really being that kind of very shallow possession player, high impact player, definitely someone that we're going to look at, and definitely if he falls at your team, a no-brainer for his pick. Up next, a guy that we've talked an awful lot about, Ashton Moir. And this is a guy that has definitely slid, who has definitely been in that top echelon when we did this last year, slid down. Glenelg player, plays for South Australia, the 12.5 touches, the 5.8 marks, the 5.5 score involvements, the 3 tackles, 3.9 score involvements, 5.8 marks, and the 2.2 goals this year. 78.9 disposal efficiency, and definitely his ability to get on the score involvements is a real high thing. His ability in the air shouldn't be understated, and the fact that he's rated elite with both feet is incredibly good. A pocket forward in every sense of the word that will definitely be able to change a game in an instant, and he's ready-made for AFL. Ready-made. 187.85 kegs. Every small forward is around these dimensions. Can play a little bit higher as well. Has got a real Jack Martin appeal about him in the way that he does play. His ability is insane on the ground. And like all players, a lot of the negative is his durability because of his being in and out of injury. But he's only a young kid that plays a very rambunctious game style. But also the other thing that really annoys me about him is people say, oh, consistency, Palmer, consistency. Who cares? These players are inconsistent. These players are the guys that will go no goals for 2 games but then keep 4. And when that happens, you do. Now, for me, with him being scheduled to go plus 30 is mental. is mental, because this guy here is one of them players that literally slots into a system. If you're desperate for a small forward, Ashton is high on the shopping list, and he is a player that is literally destined to be a fan favourite at your club. His ability to bring players in and around him, and the fact that he can snag from either side in either pocket, makes him a dream acquisition. This guy I'm very excited about, and I can't wait to see him ply his trade in the AFL. A real bums off seat footballer. Up next is Mr. Angus Hasty, and this guy has had zero press, and I love Angus. This is Tom Stewart reincarnated, coming from Geelong Falcons. This kid can play, scheduled to go 25 to 35. And his year this year is really exciting, I find. I really enjoy how Angus plays. The modern day intercept defender who can play off halfback and make something happen out of nothing. The 20 touches this year, the 4.6 marks, 1.9 intercept marks, 7.9 intercept possessions, 4.8 rebound 50s, 1.9 tackles and 1.4 spoils from his Coates levels games this year. And this guy here has got everything that we look for when we're looking at players to really get excited about. His ability to lock down but also be an offensive threat from the intercept shouldn't be understated. His ability to play on small and tall is really, really impressive. With his ability to intercept but also hit up the corridor and break lines with his speed. Definitely at 74 kegs you want him to put on a bit of muscle, but at 190, he's got the dimensions and all the ticks that you expect. Going at a staggering 40% contested possession rate and 76 disposal efficiency shows you, when you're getting the ball that many times, that you're a very talented player under the cosh, but also in freedom and free space. And this is a guy that will develop very quickly. Reminds me a lot of Tom Stewart, and we know what happened. Overlooked at his draft, went and worked on his game. Everyone will regret that decision now. Angus won't be forgotten about, and he's going to be a future little star in the AFL. Up next, a player that I'm really surprised hasn't been talked about, and until of late, starting to get there. Somewhere from the 25 up should be it. Very, very versatile, the way this guy plays, and when he comes from the Sydney Swans Academy, you know he can play. Caden Cleary gives me real Errol Golden with toughness vibes. Very Errol Golden, a little bit more vigorous vibes, because his ability to go on the wing this year shouldn't be understated, but also his ability to play hard and on the ball. And he's got something about him. 27 touches in the Coates League, 11.8 contested possessions, 4.8 marks, 6.5 clearances, 5.5 tackles, 5.8 score involvements, and just under half a goal a game. Going at 71% disposal efficiency. This guy has got everything. Incredible engine, decent speed, decent exit out of stoppage. His ability to play the wing and on the ball is a real thing. And that is probably something that is really attractive. A really balanced, and would be rated very high in his balanced approach. His ability to play on the ball and be really, really busy, real high work rate, and he's got real strong core. It's real strong core, so he's going to be a player that is there. Someone that's going to naturally put on size, but you can see already there's a position for him, working out wide and learning that role, because you'd expect Errol Golden now will play a little bit more on the ball as he's had it. One to watch for me, and one that I'm really excited about. A very well-rounded footballer, and one that should be a hell of a lot higher. This Northern Academy and Swans and stuff, they go down because people know they're not going to get them, and it's a shame, because this guy here suits so many clubs in the football. I'd love him at my club. I'd love him at my club. And we finish with one of my favourites this year, Mitch Edwards, a guy that has really suffered. We're seeing these tall position players slowly get weaned out, as it were. But as ruckman ceilings go, this guy is incredible. Incredible. Going somewhere between like Caden 25 plus. Incredible ruckcraft, and his ability to play aerially is understated. His ruckcraft is solid. You can see that this kid will be a star. 13.8 disposals, 8.8 contested, 32.5 hitouts, 10 of them to advantage, 4 marks, 2.2 tackles, and just under a goal a game at national level. Played waffle reserves, looked okay in that as well. looking really solid. He can get the ball there. His tap work is absolutely incredible, particularly hitting tap on the run. His mobility, his ability to slide down back, which we've seen a lot as an intercept defender, kind of like Maxi Gorn, and he plays that backstop role. 89 kegs, 206. He's a rare breed with his mobility as well. Incredibly strong around the ground. Definitely a player that, if you've got a ruckman, he suits, that you can slow burn him in State League football. And for me, looking ahead to next year's draft, already in that position there of better than the ruckman there. Because I think the best ruckman I've seen so far for next year is Tom Gillett, right, who is linked to Brisbane Academy. So, for me, you go now. You go now. If you're going to do it, Tom Luck is another one to look out for next year. You go now and get that sorted, because you know they take some time to develop. But Mitch Edwards is sliding, and someone's going to get an absolute bargain, because this kid can play football. There, my guys. Let me know if you're interested in them. Who's your one not talked about? And what I mean, someone who's not in the top 10. Let me know, and we'll have a chat. Pom out.
I see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sexy body full of tats. Baby's bad, oh baby's hella bad.